Hello, this is Vincent Jampapa, and I want to say hello to everybody in Australia and New Zealand. And I am super excited to kind of give you a new review on AM/PM and why this is one of the most important products you can take on a daily basis. So, the one of the most important things is to keep in mind is that healthy cells are one of the most important things we can try to accomplish, keeping our cells healthy. And the global mission of Juness is to empower people to look and feel younger. We call our synergistic family of skincare and wellness products the YES system, the Youth Enhancement System. And one of the most important things to keep in mind is that when we use the products together, there's a synergistic effect. That is, the products work and create a bigger impact when we use more than one of those products together. This system has been designed to work from the inside or any inner aspect of the cell out to the skin and from the skin back into the cells. This is a unique approach that no other company actually has to create both function, enhanced youthful function, and beauty. So health is impacted by a number of different things that influence our bodies and our minds. Now, genetics is actually only about 30% of what we inherit. The other 70%, which determines our future health, has to do with our environment, our diet, our lifestyle, and of course, the things we put into our body. Exercise can change over 30 different genes that are involved in cellular aging. And this is, again, an important thing to keep in mind because our lifestyle, that is our diet, what we're exposed to in our surroundings in daily life, all impact our genes and our future health. The importance of lifestyle can't be overstressed because genes and optimal lifestyle together are one of the most important things that will predict our future health and function. Now, AM/PM Essentials is a unique product that basically works at the epigenetic or genetic level. And a person's quality of life is really the combined effects of both genetics and environmental factors. So if our genes are our genetic software, the question is who is the programmer then? And it really comes down to this. You are the programmer of your future health. You are the one in charge because 70% of your future health has to do with your lifestyle, your environment, and most importantly, what you put into your body to enhance the function and quality of the cells that make up your body. So AM/PM Essentials is a evolutionary step beyond vitamins and minerals. If we take a look at the ingredients in AM/PM, you'll see there are over 72 different ingredients that we've managed to put into 4 little tablets. Now, AM/PM Essentials contains all the key and essential vitamins and minerals your body needs on a daily basis. Now, this is only 20% of all those 72 ingredients. The remainder of those ingredients have to do with plant extracts, herbal extracts, digestive enzymes, and a host of key compounds that have been chosen that can literally turn up the genes involved in healthy aging and youthful function and down the genes that become active as we grow older. And so this is something that makes AM/PM unique amongst all the other cell health supplements on the market. Aside from that, AM/PM has 2 different formulas, a morning formula and an evening formula. The morning formula is designed to give you start the day with energy and improve your key function as far as how your cells respond and their hormonal levels. And the PM formula has been focused on sleep and detoxification. There is no other product comparable to what AM/PM does. So let's take a look at this new science behind AM/PM. AM/PM Essentials is based on the new science of epigenetics. And what this actually means is that the ingredients chosen in AM/PM can actually turn up the activity of key genes we know that are involved in extended health and youthful function, and down the genes and turn down the activity of the genes that are involved in inflammation, cardiovascular disease, and the formation of what we now call senescent cells, or the cells that accelerate aging. Keep in mind, your genes are responsible for creating proteins. Proteins create peptides. Peptides are what make cells, and cells make tissues, and tissues are what make your organs and body. So working at the origin of health and aging is what AMPM has been designed to do. So when we take a look at, again, the emerging science of cellular aging, what I've seen in our laboratory here in the US, and particularly at Harvard, where I work now at the moment, we've been able to identify what genes are involved when we're in our ideal state of health, in our 20s, 30s, and even early 40s. We now know what those genes are, and the actual ingredients in AM and PM have, for the first time, have been shown to actually impact the activity of positively impact the activity of those genes that we have had active when we're young, and turn down the genes activity that are involved in accelerated aging. So your genes basically are your inherited template or genetic software. And as I said, the proteins that are formed from the DNA and inside each one of the 100 trillion cells in our body are responsible for creating and maintaining an ideal function and state of health. Again, lifestyle also is a major plus to help improve the quality of our lives. But most importantly, this also begins at the origin inside our cells. Let me give you an example. Exercise can turn on over 23 different genes. Sleep can enhance our immune function and actually decrease our chances of getting cancer, and actually help us lose body weight. So all of this begins at the level of it within our cells and at the level of our genes. So you are the programmer of your future health and how you feel and look. Most people today are suffering from what we call accelerated aging syndrome. Well, what does that really mean? As our body ages, due to tiny errors that creep into our DNA and our genes, what happens is that specific types of genes that maintain our health and slow down the aging process are no longer active. So what happens to us is, as we suffer more damage to our DNA from the environment, from specific things our body ingests, and as well as just the general aging process, this negatively impacts the function of our DNA. And if you think about it, when your computer gets a virus, and that virus inside your computer actually makes a detrimental effect on your software, your computer starts to crash. And the analogy is almost identical to what happens inside our cells as we age. Today, we have here, and actually globally, a test, a little finger stick test, that with 5 drops of blood, we can literally test over 900,000 genes, your personal genome. And let's look at an example. For instance, if someone is 78 years old and their gene test comes back in the mail and says, the activity of your genes are equal to an 80-year-old, that means their genes are acting as if they were 2 years or almost 3 years older. This person is in a state of aging quicker than his biological age or his chronological age. And this shows that they're aging quicker than they should, and they're going to suffer a loss of youthful function and start to experience diseases of aging much quicker. On the other hand, if this person came back with a test that was 7 years younger than their actual birth dates, their chances of dying or getting chronic diseases would be reduced by 56%. So the secret here is trying to keep our genes mimicking a younger person by about 7 years. And again, AM/PM has been shown to make a dramatic difference in the activity of these key genes, and giving us the potential to live a healthier and a more functional life. So when we take take a look at the importance of micronutrients, these are the vitamins and minerals that we should be receiving from our diet. We find that our bodies need at least 30 different vitamins and minerals. Most modern day diets are depleted of these essential nutrients due to the poor quality of the ground that our food is grown in. But AMPM essentials contain the compounds that we know from research that will specifically support a enhanced quality of health and a longer, more youthful function. So micronutrients, basically, the body needs a specific amount of these vitamins and minerals and cofactors. And the cells in our body undergo two types of conditions. The first one's called nutrient loading, and that means that most of us don't have even the basic amounts of vitamins and minerals we need that cell to work optimally. The second thing is nutrient reserve. So we want our cells to be filled with these key compounds above the minimal amounts for youthful function. So, and that way, when our body is stressed or we get an infection or we have trauma, our cells can respond and repair the damage much quicker. So nutrient loading and nutrient reserve are the two key things that if AMPM has been designed to do to immediately fill up your cell with the supplements and vitamins and minerals it needs, but to give you more than you actually need to meet the demands of a very negative environment we've all been exposed to over the last few years. Now, we all know about telomeres, and telomeres are the ends of our chromosomes. And basically, every time our cell makes a division, that little telomere that you're looking at shortens. And this actually determines how many times that cell can divide and restore the tissue that it's in. Once it hits a critical level, the cell loses its ability to divide and grow. When this happens, the cells begin to produce compounds that accelerate aging in healthy cells. The cell becomes what we call a senescent cell. And the recent research documents the more of these cells you have, the quicker you age. So one of the things AMPM does is help to maintain your telomere length so that this doesn't happen as quickly as it normally does. We all know that we've heard of the term free radicals. Now, free radicals are compounds that are produced from the normal process of aging. As we ingest our food, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, those macronutrients have to be processed inside our cell, and to make ATP, which is the key energy component of our cell. And when that happens, that process of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats into energy, the cell releases free radicals. Now, we now know that one of the primary causes of aging have to do with damage to our DNA, which is what the free radicals produce. We also today are exposed to toxic chemicals, pollutions, and poor diets, and as well as genetically modified food. All of these things produce more free radicals, which create damage to our DNA. AMPM essentials contain key groups of antioxidants to buffer and decrease the damage that these free radicals create. Now, one of the other key things that makes AMPM unique is its ability to maintain and healthy stem cells. Now, stem cells are what we begin to lose the number of and function of once we hit our late 30s and early 40s. And frankly, we're all born with a fixed number of stem cells. So imagine the longer we can keep our stem cells functioning ideally, and the longer we can keep the numbers of those stem cells up more optimally, the better our health and longevity is. So there's three major types of stem cells. There's stem cells that are responsible for maintaining our immune function. The second type are stem cells that maintain and repair and grow new blood vessels. And the third type are the regenerative stem cells called mesenchymal stem cells that can morph into over 220 different types of cells in our body. So as we age, the secret here is to keep those cells healthy, and another function of AM/PM is to do just that. Here you're going to see, as I mentioned, as our late 30s is when the curve starts to die very, very quickly. And here you'll see what happens in our 30s and 40s. Now our stem cells are decreasing in number and function. We hit our 50s, we're down to maybe 30%. And once we hit our 60s, you'll notice something else happens. At the same time that our stem cells start to decrease, these damaged cells from shortened telomeres called senescent cells increases. And when these two graphs meet, usually in our late 60s, we suffer chronic diseases and we age very quickly and die. So the secret here is to remove the senescent cells and maintain the number of our healthy stem cells. And we've accomplished what humanity has looked for, staying healthier, more youthful for decades to come. As I mentioned, these are the three types of stem cells that we all have and are born with, but unfortunately a fixed number. The secret is to keep all three of these stem cells types working optimally as long as possible and keeping their numbers up. Now, one of the other key things, and this is some of the latest advances in anti-aging, is the importance of good intestinal or gut health. 70% of our immune function is located or originates inside our small intestine. And our small intestine has a direct link to our brain. And now we know that keeping our immune function and our gut health is not only impacts how well we fight infections, but has a lot to do to produce the hormones that actually impact our mood and our brain health. 65% of people worldwide suffer from digestive complaints at least once a year. So what we've done in AM/PM is include the probiotics and prebiotics that can help maintain and restore a normal gut health. I hope I've given you an overall view about how unique AM/PM is. You don't have to take multiple different types of supplements. In these two little jars, your AM jar and PM jar, we have all the essential vitamins, minerals, cofactors, and the key plant extracts, herbal extracts that literally help adjust the origin of your health and longevity, your genes. So today, our whole idea when I created AM/PM was to create a formula that helps you get ready for the day, to produce more energy when you're awake, to help with your mental focus, and the PM formula to help with sleep and detoxification. So AM Essentials has been designed with specific ingredients. And when you try AM/PM, you're going to notice that within a few minutes after taking those two tablets, your energy levels are dramatically better. And again, you'll be getting all your essential vitamins and minerals and cofactors you need to start the day to be as productive as possible. Now, your PM Essentials, which you take your two tablets, PM tablets, about a half hour before you want to go to sleep. And again, there's different ingredients in PM formula to help with sleep onset and sleep duration. So you not only will fall asleep quicker, you'll stay asleep longer. Now, why is sleep important? We know that if you don't get at least 7.5 hours of sleep, your hormones change, your cortisol levels elevate, you'll gain weight and suppress your immune function. We also know that if you don't get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your incidence of cancer is greater, depression is greater. So it's so important that we regulate both our sleep and awake cycles, and AM/PM has also been designed to do that. So as I said, if you were to look at all the separate ingredients in AM/PM, you see here on the left that you would have to take so many tablets throughout the day that you couldn't even do that. And furthermore, the cost would be at least 3 or 4 times what AM/PM Essentials cost is. And the secret here is not having to take all these compounds with other things, preservatives and other ingredients that are not really beneficial to your health. Again, the uniqueness of the AM/PM formula is right in front of your eyes. So this is all about being proactive and creating your future health now. You know, every 3 months, every bit of DNA in each one of the 100 trillion cells that make you up is replaced. So you have every 3 months, you have an opportunity to actually reprogram your genetic software. And AMPM has been designed to be the most potent product that can actually help regulate the activity of those genes to keep you healthy, help with your youthful function, improve your mood, and in general, forms the basis of the yes system. AMPM has been designed to impact both your body cells and stem cells, in each one of the 100 trillion cells that make up your body, and are responsible for just not how you feel at the moment, but your future health as well. AMPM Essentials should be your first and most important product from the Jeunesse Yes system. It impacts how your cells function, from the inner aspect of your cells to actually the outer aspect of your skin, and is one of the key products that works synergistically with both the topical products and the other oral products in the Yes system. It forms the foundation of our Yes system pyramid.